Playing cards are the easiest test for near vision visual acuity. So we have 8 different sizes of the symbols, just one symbol on each card. And we first need to decide with the child if the child can use names, either saying the names or using sign language, which names the child will give to each of the symbols, and we accept any name that the child suggests. Sometimes it can be a bit surprising, like recently when I asked what would you like to call this, said mouse. And then after a while when I asked why mouse, yeah, that is the form of the mouse on the screen. Nowadays children can see this form as the arrow that is related to the mouse of the computer. If the child cannot use names or signs, then we can use matching. And this is one of the best matching surfaces. So then I would ask the child either which picture do I now have in my hand, or on which picture would you like to put this on? And then we see the child putting it on the correct one. Then the next one, and if it goes on the correct one, then we quickly go to the next size until the child makes an error. For example, if we come to this size, this was correct, but then this size the child didn't see correctly. I may show the next one on the same size, and if that also is incorrect, then I go back to the previous size, and then I show several pictures. At least 4. If I get 3 correct, then the child has gotten the threshold value. If the child only gets 2 out of the 4 correct, then I need to show one of the 4 cards once more so that we can get the 5. And if the child gets 3 out of 5 correct, that is what we define as the threshold value. We may try to show the child also the next size, because it could be that the child now is accustomed to focus better. But if the child doesn't get correct answers here, then this one is the threshold value. And the size of the symbols we see on the other side of the card. In this case, it says 1.6 m. And we can then calculate the visual acuity value, knowing at which distance I showed the child. I usually show it at the distance of 40 centimeters, and in that case I can see the visual acuity value on the near vision card, because it's also for 40 centimeters. If I was at the distance of 20 centimeters, then the visual acuity is half of the visual acuity value on this line, where the 1.6 m is on the near vision test. Or if it is at any other distance, then we use the distance in metric value. We say that we were at the distance of 30 centimeters, then it is 0.3 meters, and divided then by 1.6. This is a little bit of calculation, but not too difficult. And then if you want to see, this results with a decimal value. If you then want to see it as a Snellen fraction, then you need to go to the list where you have both the decimal values and the Snellen fractions, both for the 2020 system and the 6.6 system.